guys. Just mounted my new GoPro Hero 2. I just bought not too long ago for 189 bucks at Walmart.com, and decided to put the placement here on the back of the windshield here. So we'll see how that works out. But yeah, I got some new updates for you guys. First off, I put my bike up for sale on eBay. So if you want to buy it, you can buy it off of eBay. The price is $6,950. And if I can't sell it for that price, it doesn't get sold. So, but if I'm able to sell the bike, then I'm going to go ahead and get a 2012 or 2013 Honda CBR 1000RR. And the only reason that I'm getting the CBR 1000RR is not because I desire more speed or I desire the looks of the new Fireblade, which I think the new Fireblade looks okay. I don't like the flat front that much, but it looks better than the 2008 through 2011 Fireblades. But yeah, the reason why I'm going to get the new Fireblade is because I want to complete the trilogy on my channel. I started off with a 2011 Honda CBR 250R and kept that for about 5 months. Did a bunch of moto vlogs and reviews and all kinds of videos on that bike. Then I upgraded to the 2008 Honda CBR 600RR, which I absolutely love. And I really don't desire any other bike but this bike. I love it. And if I can't sell it, that'll be fantastic as well, because I'll just keep this wonderful bike until probably next year. And next year I may try to sell this bike again and get the Fireblade, or I may keep this bike and go with a brand new 2014 Yamaha FZ09 as a second bike. So I don't know, I'm weighing my choices, but I put this up for sale for 7 days. I think it's got like, what, 5 more days left. If it sells, I get the Fireblade. If not, I'm keeping this bike. And I really just, like I said, I wanted to get the Fireblade so I can do full reviews on it. I can honestly compare it to the 250 and the 600, you know, and not just speak in theory anymore. Because I've never ridden on a leader bike. I've actually only ridden on this 600 bike. I haven't even ridden on the other 600cc bikes, but that way you guys can get a good understanding of what it's like to go from a 250 to a 600 to 1,000, because I know some of you guys, that's your plan. And for some of you other guys, you know, you just want to stick to a 600, which is great, which I had planned on doing. But since my channel has grown in popularity, and I think it'll add some, it'll add to my channel, and it'll give you a ton of information. I'll do some maintenance videos on the Fireblade as well. I have a bunch more maintenance videos for this CBR 600RR, but I just haven't had a chance to get down and edit it. I have a I actually already have the footage that I did way back. So as soon as I sit down and I'm able to edit through all that footage, you'll get a brake fluid change, brake pad change, front and rear, a air filter change, and also I'm also planning on doing the mirrors, an install video on these mirrors, these lovely alphamoto.com mirrors with the integrated turn signals, and also adding a 12-volt outlet, which is very easy, but I'll show you how I did it. I installed mine in the trunk on my bike here, so I'll do all those videos, and hopefully, if I do get the Fireblade, hopefully I'd like to upload all those maintenance videos before I start working on the new Fireblades videos, so that way it completes the videos for this 2008 Honda CBR 600RR, and then we can move to the next chapter, which will be either the 2012 or 2013 Honda CBR 1000RR. like I said, I do not desire any more power. It has nothing to do with power. I've had this bike for almost a year. It's 11 months. Next month it'll be 1 full year anniversary since I've had this bike here. And I'm still thrilled with the speed on this bike. And actually, I'm still really kind of getting used to the bike, to be honest with you. The power is just amazing. Like I said, for you new riders out there, for those of you guys that have never ridden a motorcycle in your life, you don't know how to shift. I'm telling you guys are absolute idiots to start on a 600 Super Sport, especially the newer ones. Maybe the older ones you can get by on because they're not as fast, you know, like some of the 90s 600s, but these newer Fireblades, these newer 600s are a lot more powerful than the other 600s. Like I said, this bike in 2008 when Sport Rider magazine did a shootout, they actually ran this bike. This bike did 10.52 in the quarter mile. I mean, that's not far off from leader bike territory. I mean, leader bikes pull, I think the Honda Fireblade can do maybe like a 10, like a 9.9 maybe. So it's not even a full second faster in the quarter mile, mind you. Now top end, the Fireblade will probably, you know, beat the 600 up. But from the quarter mile, it's really not that big of a difference. An experienced professional rider or experienced rider that's really good at hitting the drag strip, they could probably beat somebody on a leader bike that's not that experienced. They can probably beat them with this bike. So, you know, and really in the city, you know, on the streets out here, really this is all the power you need, man. I mean, like I said, 0 to 100 in 6.5 seconds. I mean, what, on the street, there's no reason to have a bike that can do, you know, 0 to 100 in like 5 seconds. It's pointless, man. And it's going to probably get you into trouble, possibly. I don't know if you can control yourself, that's fine. I don't know if I can control myself. I can't hardly do it on this 600. But like I said, I'm only getting the bike because I want to complete the trilogy. I want to add a lot more information to my channel on all. It'd be sweet to have all 3 bikes, you know, the whole CBR lineup, except for now they have, what, the CBR 500R. And I may get one of those, who knows, instead of the FZ09. I may add that as a second bike in the future, and that way I can have the whole CBR collection on my channel. Maintenance videos, review videos, and all. So that's my goal. And, but yeah, the new Fireblade is growing on me. You know, every time I see it, I think it looks better. It gets better and better every time I see it. But, as far as looks, in my opinion, I think I love the BMW HP4 or the BMW S1000RR. I think that is a hottest looking bike. It's asymmetrical. Not everybody likes the design of it, but I love it. It's so ugly it's pretty, you know. And shit, you know, if I do well next year and save up a bunch of money, I may put in an order for a BMW HP4 just to have in the garage, you know, as a collector's edition or something. I rode the CBR 250R for, like I said, 5 months, and I felt very comfortable on that bike. I got a little, I'm a speed freak. I love just blazing the back roads, man, just like cranking the throttle and just letting it loose here and there. You know, just doing even just like 0 to 60 runs in like, you know, 3-4 seconds. I get an adrenaline rush from that, you know. Not everybody likes to do that. Some of you guys are just cruiser guys, you know. You're not really into the speed and all, but I'm into the speed. So the CBR 250R, it got boring for me, you know. I hate to say it because it's cliche to say that the 250, you'll get bored with it after a while. But I'll be honest with you, I did get bored with the speed. speed. I love the fuel efficiency that it had. I got close to 80 miles per gallon average on there. It was nice taking long cruises on it. It was comfortable, and I love that aspect to it. But as far as, you know, fulfilling that urge to crank the throttle and just gun it and do, you know, like I said, 0 to 60 in like, you know, 4 seconds. You know, that bike, it did like 0 to 60 in like 9 seconds, so it just wasn't happening on that bike. And but like I said, I loved learning on that bike. It helped me learn how to handle the corners properly. It you know, I learned a great deal on that bike, and I wouldn't take back that experience for nothing. And I recommend everybody start on a 250. You know, it's light, and so 'cause that's what you really want in a bike. You wanna, when you're first starting off, you want a light bike that you can throw around that can help build confidence. You know, although these 600s are light these days, this bike only weighs, this 2008 600RR only weighs, what, 410 pounds wet. So it's really not that far off from the 250. I think the 250 weighed maybe about 370 wet. So we're talking a difference of no more than 40 pounds. And that's about the same difference from the 600RR and the CBR 1000RR. So it's not that big of a difference. So I wouldn't say the weight issue isn't that big of a difference. But with that bike being so light, being extra light, and not being so powerful, it's going to help you build the confidence. You know, if you crank the throttle too hard around the turn, it's not going to fishtail and you pull a high side crash on the bike. You know, that bike is very forgiving. It's going to allow you to crank the hell out of that throttle and nothing happen. You can't do that on this bike, man. This bike, when I first got on this bike put my ass in check, man, real quick. You know, I cranked the throttle a little hard and I fishtailed on a corner over some gravel. And man, I said, woo, you can't do it on this bike. You can't play around with that. You got to stay steady on the throttle through the turns, sharp turns on this bike. Because this bike will really hand your ass to you, man. Seriously, it's no joke. And I don't give a shit what you assholes, all you guys out there that say you started on a Busa and leader bikes and all, half of you guys are talking out of your ass and talking bullshit. But for those of you guys that did do it, half of you fuckers only ride in a straight line. Shit, I can put a monkey on this bike and teach you to ride in a straight line, man. That's nothing, you know. For those of you guys that don't like turns and you just like riding in a straight line, yeah, you'll probably be fine. But you go around this turn like this here, man, some turns like that, and you crank that throttle too hard on this Super Sport, it's gonna show you your ass, for real. It's no joke, man. These bikes are not toys. These bikes are not to be played with. A lot of you guys crash. You know, you get these bikes, like I said in my other video, your friends tell you don't start on a 250, you're a pussy and all that bullshit. You get a big bike, and then it hands you your ass, and next thing you know, you're putting it up for sale, you're trading it in, you're selling it to the dealer or whatever, and you never ride a bike again because it scared the shit out of you. And I see it a lot. A lot of times I go to dealers all the time, and I see bikes in there, you know, with like freaking 100 miles on there, like skid marks on the side of the bike, or you know, rash fairings or a cracked mirror or something. And I don't know why. To be honest with you, I don't know why the dealers leave that shit on the bike instead of just fixing it up. But you'd be surprised at some of these dealers that just take bikes, crash bikes in, and just resell it on the floor, all messed up. When I went to go buy my bike, there was like 6 or 7 bikes with rashed up fairings and cracked fairings and broken mirrors and shit. And I'm like, why don't you guys fix it up? You know, why try to hide the damage or something? Like, I guess they're cheap. They don't want to spend extra money, and I guess they find suckers out there that'll buy a crashed up bike. They had a 2000 at I bought my bike at State 8 in Ohio, in Peninsula, Ohio, and they had crashed up bikes in there. They had one in there, a 2008 Honda CBR 600RR like mine, and man, the whole side was fucked up, and the mirror was cracked and everything else. And no, I don't think the mirror was cracked, mind you, but it was, I know the fairings were cracked and were rashed, and they tried to sell that bike for like $8,000, like over like $8,500 or something crazy. And it had like, I don't know, it had like 8,000 or 9,000 miles on it. I'm like, these people are crazy, man. I guess they find a sucker to buy shit like that. I don't know. But anyways, let me get out of here, head back home, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace. Stay safe out on the streets, guys. Hey, if you get a chance, visit my website at cyclecruiser.com and check out the new forum I just added to my website and join in on the discussion. Also, like my Facebook page over at facebook.com/cyclecruiser1.